Welcome back. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has landed in France, and of course he'll be the guest of honor at the Bastille Day celebrations tomorrow in Paris. But before that, let's listen into what the MEA spokesperson, Mr. Arindam Bagchi, has had to say.
Bonjour from Orly Airport in Paris, where Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has just touched down on his visit to France. Behind me, in a very special gesture, the Prime Minister of France, Madam Elisabeth Borne, has come personally to the airport to receive the Prime Minister. In a visit that's just about 36 hours, Prime Minister will meet leaders, presidents of the Senate and the National Assembly. He will also later to address the Indian community. President Macron, who is the principal host, organizing a private dinner today evening with former top.
Well, there's a great sense of anticipation about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit. He has a very busy schedule over the next 2 days, including engagements today, meeting members of the French Senate and also the French Prime Minister, and having an address to the diaspora later in the day. But let's in fact go across to our friend Jayesh Baksar, a member of the Indian diaspora living in France, who's reporting for us currently from Paris. Jayesh, give us a sense of excitement, the perspective that you have there on the ground about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit. How much is the Indian community there looking forward to this? Right, so those are visuals currently of members of the Indian diaspora lining up the streets of Paris, awaiting the arrival of the Indian Prime Minister. He's just landed a short while ago and very soon will be making his way to be greeted. And this is something that is a recurring sight in every part of the world that Prime Minister Narendra Modi visits. Large sections of the Indian diaspora congregate to welcome him. We saw that when he arrived for the G7 summit in Hiroshima not too long ago. And then, of course, his visit to Australia and then subsequently to the United States of America as well, and now of course to France, where he is there for a 2-day visit. Lots of engagements that have been lined up for him, including of course bilateral sessions with the French counterpart, the French President, Mr. Emmanuel Macron. And in the build-up to this visit, the Prime Minister of course gave an exhaustive interview to a French newspaper, talked about India's civilizational ethos, the importance of the ties with France, including cooperation both in the spheres of defense as well as strategic affairs. He talked about cooperation especially in the Indo-Pacific. He talked about mutual concerns over the requirement or the need for a rules-based international order and the support that France has lent India on multiple issues as well in the past. Let me in fact go across to Rishabh as well. Rishabh, tell us about the significance of this visit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Emmanuel Macron have had multiple bilateral interactions in the past, but what sets this specific visit apart?
Well, definitely. See, first of all, Prime Minister is going as guest of honor. Apart from that, there are major defense deals that will be signed during this visit. Apart from that, if we talk about the significance of this visit comes just after United States visit. And we have seen how successful that visit was, and since then how things have changed in global diaspora. And apart from that, Prime Minister's visit will also be the first visit to Europe after the Ukraine war. So it would be very, very interesting to see what Prime Minister discusses with the European partner. Apart from that, France is someone who has been all-weather friend of India. The only European country that did not, levy sanction on us after the 1998 nuclear test that we did in Pokhran. We have been a strategic partner with France for last 2.5 decades, and we have been buying aircrafts from France, be it Mirage 2000
Right, I just need to interrupt you because Jayesh is now back with us.